What's your name?
So my name is Arjun.
Arjun, introduce yourself.
Sir, my name is Arjun Singh Parmar. I'm basically from Joginder Nagar, often referred to as the land of powerhouses in district Mandi. I've done my graduation in mechanical engineering from Punjab Engineering College, and my hobbies include I play snooker, I play cricket, and I do gymming, and also I love watching F1.
You have done a bachelor engineering in mechanical.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So after that, what were you doing?
So I was preparing for civil services.
Okay. You have done your 11th, 12th and graduation. Graduation, it's okay. 11th and 12th from which school?
From Mount Carmel School, Chandigarh.
Watching Formula 1 races.
Yes, sir.
What is so interesting about that? What do you get out of that? You get,
Sir, it's the thrill and it's the close encounters, it's the overtakes that fascinate you.
But you belong to an area where it is written that a thrill, it kills also.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So, but that's in a controlled environment. You have the required safety measures as well.
You cleared ND exam, then conference out in Air Force SSB.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What does it mean?
Sir, actually the SSB, sir, it's a two-stage process. The first is screening. So when you are screened in, then you stay for 4 more days in the SSB.
Okay.
So conference is the final day of the SSB.
What is the outcome of that conference?
If you get selected into the conference, then you just have to pass the medical test and then you'll be...
What is your status? Are you interested in joining Air Force or you want to join civil services?
Sir, right now I'm fully interested in joining civil services because, sir, what I discovered over the SSB that I have palmar hyperhidrosis, that means sweaty palms. So, sir, during the individual obstacles as well, I found it difficult for the tiger leap, that when you have to jump and catch the rope. So, sir, that time also my hands got bruised. So, sir, I realized that this, if I get selected in the conference, then I'll be medically out.
Okay. Who is your role model as far as civil services are concerned?
Sir, civil services in 2017 when I went to the college. So, sir, I realized that my senior, Pratham Kaushik, sir, he got rank 5 that year in UPSC Civil Services. So, sir, that was a very inspiring thing that a student from the same engineering background has come and has qualified with the rank of 5. And also, sir, in 2021, Gamini Singla from my college, sir, she secured rank 3. So, sir, they were the source of motivation for me. And also, sir, family members have been a great support and they have inspired me to do so.
When you were a student, what are your strengths?
Sir, strengths as in subjects? Or
overall strengths, What are the areas, where you can prove, you can excel yourself?
Sir, maths and science have always been my strength. And when I started reading social sciences with the interest in the college days, sir, then I found it fascinating as well.
Do you have any weaknesses also?
Yes, sir. Sir, weaknesses include, sir, first, I'm very bad at artistic expressions. Like in painting, I'm not that good. Sir, and sometimes I tend to surf internet a lot. So I try to do it for 15 minutes, but then it goes on for 45 minutes, 50 minutes. So, sir, that I think needs to be corrected. And apart from it, sir, sometimes I overthink very much. So, sir, that puts me in a sense of bothering and I feel anxious at that point of time.
It is said, I don't know to what extent it is true, but it is said that bureaucracy is the most corrupt as far as India is concerned. You find so many civil servants, they have amassed wealth worth hundreds of crores. What is your take on that?
Sir, what I think is that where there is good, there will always be bad. So, sir, if there are good officers, then definitely, sir, there will be some corrupt officers as well. Sir, but what I think the number of good officers surpasses the bad elements, and the bad element, if it is reflected in the environment, so, sir, it leaves a very deep impact. So, sir, that's why what I think is that there are still many good officers who are doing their duty in the best possible way.
Most of the time we hear about Jyotiba Phule.
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me something about that.
Sir, Jyotiba Phule, she was a social reformer. She, along with her husband, sir, they did very beautiful things in the field of women education and women empowerment. And also, sir, in upbringing the lower strata, they did work for them. And she has contributed to the writings of Sorry, sir. It's he.
I got it, but
Yes, sir.
you
And
got confused.
he wrote Gulamgiri as well, in which he discussed about the problems of the marginalized strata, and he did work in those fields.
There were so many social evils, One was widow remarriage, At that time, it was not allowed. So, what is Jyotiba Phule's contribution towards that?
Sir, I'm not exactly sure, but he might have done some campaigns in that
I mean,
regard.
whether widow remarriage should be allowed or not?
Sir, he was of the view that it should be allowed.
Okay. What is your take on that?
Sir, definitely it should be allowed, sir, because constitution, which is the supreme element which we consider. So, sir, if it allows it, so sir, then we are not someone to have a take on that. And sir, perception differs if someone considers it, but sir, the constitution supremacy should be maintained.
What are non-communicable disease?
Sir, which do not spread from person to person.
For example?
Sir, for example, non-communicable disease. Sir, cancer is one. Diabetes is one. Blood pressure. So these are which I can.
Cardiovascular disease.
Yes, sir, cardiovascular activity.
Okay. Recently, there was a news that in J&K, in some part of that state, lithium was discovered.
Yes, sir.
So, what would you like to say? How far it can be a great discovery?
Sir, lithium, what I think that is the backbone of the electrical industry, because batteries are made up of lithium ions. And previously, sir, these lithium reserves were in Argentina, Brazil, and Cuba. Not Cuba, sir. Chile. But now, sir, the discovery in India, sir, it's also opening opportunities for the electrical industry and also a benefit to the semiconductor industry.
What three sociological changes you see in today's society? How to remove caste inequality? As far as the previous generation is concerned and modern generation is concerned, you find three sociological changes have taken place.
Yes, sir. Sir, regarding the caste, sir, what I would say, it's less prevalent in urban areas where it is more of a class-based system now. But in rural areas, sir, still there are some superstitions, or what we say, the mindset of the people, what still prevail. But sir, there have been many differences because due to the influence of social media and transportation and communication being developed. So everyone is getting connected and everyone goes together, everyone moves together. So sir, the barriers have been reduced right now.
How can we remove gender inequality?
Sir, gender inequality, sir, I think primarily it begins with the literacy, bringing the literacy of girls and boys at the same level. Because sir, there is still a gap of about 15% in Himachal as well between the male and the female literacy. So it begins with the literacy of the girl child, because an educated and empowered woman can definitely take a stand for her. And also, sir, it goes to the mindset also of the people. And sir, co-education favors in that. And apart from that, sir, yojnas like Beti Hai Anmol and Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, and encouraging women in self-help groups as well, and skill development in ITIs. Sir, they can empower the women.
Okay, that means you think that gender inequality is rooted in discrimination, and it's not a question of biological differences.
Sir, it is a question of biological differences. If we say in strength parameters, we can say that there is some differences. But sir, in the mental intellect, what I would say is that they both are at par. But it's only about the opportunities. So sir, sometimes lack of opportunities tend to make women fall out of the race. So sir, that's what I feel.
Okay. Technology and social media, they have brought power back to the people. What are its pros and cons?
Sir, pardon?
Technology and social media, they have brought power back to the people.
Yes, sir. Sir, definitely, sir, because it's the generation of e-governance. So, sir, that has made more accountable and transparent the government authorities, and CM dashboard portal, helpline numbers. Sir, they are helping people to address their grievances and seek redressal from the government authorities directly. So, sir, that's what I think, that social media, sir, Facebook campaigns, Instagram campaigns, and YouTube videos, sir, nowadays, sir, that has reduced the corruption as well. So because everything is digitized, so
Do you think social media is playing havoc with the modern generation also, to some extent? What do you think?
What it is playing?
This social media is playing havoc with the lives of modern generation.
Yes, sir, definitely, sir. Because, sir, the coming generation, sir, they are not much into sports and physical activity. What they do is sit on screens for hours, and sir, that will in the long term, sir, it will definitely have an impact on their health, on the mental health as well. Despite the eyesight also getting weak, and also, sir, the engagement with people becomes less because they are more into games and other stuff. So engagement also, sir, I think is a primary part of personality development which they lack.
Do you think opinion of a person gets affected as far as the social media's role is concerned?
Yes, sir. Opinions do get affected, and also, sir, radicalization is also being done through the help of social media. So, sir, this is causing trouble.
See, whenever there is any apprehension of, indiscipline or restlessness in the state, government imposes internet shutdown.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
So, what do you think? Whether it should be done or not?
Sir, it becomes important for some part because, sir, rumors are starting to go, and this creates a sense of fear among the people as well. So they take different steps, and that could be in the directions of a challenge to the internal security of the country as well. So, sir, definitely for a certain period it needs to be stopped, and as soon as these are restored, the conditions are restored, and the government thinks that it's fit for it to restore the internet connectivity. So, sir, it should be done as soon as possible.
But on the other hand, what are the casualties,
Sir, casualties, I feel, is the financial systems are today. Yes, sir, financial systems are entirely, and business entirely works on internet. So, sir, that gets hampered, sir, but I think the security is above everything.
Students staying in the hostels, they don't have any access to money, they don't have any access to,
Yes,
other
sir.
things, because of the internet shutdown. So,
sir, in this direction, sir, that's why, sir, I'm focusing on limited time, sir, like 2 to 3 days. It should be restored as soon as possible. What I feel is that.
okay, Prime Minister Modi always says that I want that India should become a $5 trillion economy.
Yes, sir.
What do you think? Is it a reality or it's just a hypothesis?
Sir, it will definitely be a reality in the coming, sir. I think about 2030 or even before, sir, we can reach the goal of 5 trillion. Because, sir, India is increasing its roots in different fields, be it economic, be it in political. India is emerging as a superpower, and sir, it's my wish and wish of every citizen that India becomes a superpower in the coming years.
Okay, so just elaborating on what we were just discussing about India becoming a $5 trillion economy. Do you think, so you just said that India is expanding its economy and it is penetrating its root deeper into the country, but do you think the benefits of that have reached every section of the society?
Ma'am, not as of yet, but they will surely with the increasing influence of internet connectivity and the rural people coming into the e-governance platforms. So that will increase what I feel.
So what are the roadblocks currently?
Currently, ma'am, internet connectivity is still an issue at many places, and
Is that the only problem?
ma'am, people awareness is one, and people's mindset to not be in the public domain or not to interfere much. So, ma'am, those are the hindrances. So, for that, ma'am, I think e-governance will play a major role in people participation, and dissemination, direct benefit transfer in that direction can help.
Arjun, right in the beginning, you said that you watch Formula One because you like the thrill of it, and you are also into a lot of sports.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? The kind of job that you're going for, the kind of work that you're going for, does not really have a lot of thrill. After a while, there is a lot of monotony in the work. Do you think you will be able to do justice to the work?
Ma'am, what I feel regarding the monotony, what I feel is that it is more monotonous than the engineering jobs. What I feel is that. So I'll try taking every challenge as a thrill, beat anything. So, and
These are just files and files. Most of the work that you'll be doing.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? You're talking about in your form I was reading, you enjoy gymming and you like sports and you like thrill, and when right in the morning till evening all you are doing is handling a lots of file, right? So do you think you will be able to do justice to the work, and why do you think that? more importantly?
Ma'am, I'll definitely try my level best to do justice to the work. And regarding gymming, I can go in the early morning to the gym, or if I have spare time in the weekends, I can go play snooker or something and watch F1.
Also, another thing, when we were talking about widow remarriage, you said that as long as it's constitutionally applicable, it should be done.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it only constitutional that justifies the widow remarriage?
Ma'am, it's not constitution, ma'am, but it's basic social objectivity which justifies it. Because you can't say that it's wrong, because it is not wrong. So there's an objectivity element in it as well, that it is wrong. What I
No,
feel.
but like you said that as long as constitution says it should be done, so it should be done. But constitution does come under that arena where it can be modified. So tomorrow if it gets modified and it says that widow remarriage should not be done, so would you justify that as well because constitution says so?
No, ma'am, in that stage I won't do so.
So you would say that the constitution is wrong?
Ma'am, in that point, ma'am, I mentioned about the perception as well. Even still, ma'am, I feel there would be 0.01% who would be against the widow remarriage. So in that position also, what I feel is that my perception would remain the same, and it is to legalize widow remarriage.
Okay. What has been your favorite subject throughout the preparation?
Ma'am, maths, my optional, ma'am, it was a break for me every time.
Okay. And in the GS subject?
GS, ma'am, geography fascinated me because of its interlinkages with science.
Okay, so this year is apparently supposed to be an El Nino year.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me what El Nino is all about and how it impacts the Indian monsoon?
Ma'am, El Nino, as we know that the Peru current, which is usually a cold water current, what happens is that during the El Nino effect, the warm water starts piling over the west coast of South America. And what happens is that cold water comes in the Australian east coast. So that correlates to a change in the reversal of the wind system over there. So that impacts directly the Madagascar region. So that influences the low pressure region, which is the high pressure region which is created over Madagascar. It becomes weak, and in turn the southwest monsoon also becomes weak during the times of El Nino.
Okay. All right. Apart from that, now you may have heard recently some states in the country have removed certain portions of the history from the curriculum, from the syllabus.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you aware of that?
Yes, ma'am. The Mughal portion is about.
Absolutely, that's what I'm talking about. What is your take on that?
Ma'am, I think the entire removal is not a solution, but the inclusiveness of more Indian kings and more Indian kings history, that is the need, what I feel.
So they were not Indian?
No, ma'am, I don't think so, ma'am. They were Central Asian tribes, so I don't think they were Indians.
Okay. And do you think that the objective of removal is just not wanting to talk about non-Indian rulers?
Yes, ma'am, it could be one objective, but apart from that, the brutalities that Indians have, the local Indians of that time, those people those suffered, I think it's against them more, that we should not discuss and read about those kings who have posed such brutalities on the Indian citizenry at that time.
But do you think ignoring the history would be the way to go?
No, ma'am, definitely, ma'am, I don't think so that ignoring the history, but including more about the Indian kings is what I feel, ma'am, should be and about the local kings as well, because like in Himachal as well, we have so many local kings, but we do not study about them from up to 10th grade, we have no inclusion of that. So I think that needs to be included more.
Okay. Also talking about lithium that we were talking a while back and how it is important in the EV arena, right? Do you think there are any challenges that India is set to face when we are switching from these conventional vehicles to electric vehicles in the near future?
Yes, ma'am, definitely, ma'am. The first of all challenge is that the cost of the EVs, which will be a definite for a country with a low capital income in comparison to some good countries. So that will be a challenge to buy EVs. And apart from that, setting up the charging infrastructure will be again big challenge, because in a state of hilly terrain like Himachal, it becomes very difficult to set up charging stations at regular intervals. And other challenges in the EV would be a drastic shift, which would not be possible. It should be a long-term goal, which should be sought. And rest, I feel, is that in the EV semiconductors, because there is a semiconductors are in very less quantity. The manufacturing of semiconductor takes very long time, so that will be again a very big challenge to make so many batteries available, because the world is already in a crunch of semiconductors.
Is the Indian government doing anything to tackle any of these hurdles?
Yes, ma'am. Indian semiconductor mission is underway, in which India is inviting public and the private enterprises from abroad as well in a Make in India campaign to set up their industries and make more semiconductors possible.
So if your goal of entering the civil services doesn't happen, what would be the second thing that you would do in life?
Ma'am, I've definitely tried again, over and over again. But ma'am, currently I have cleared SSC CGL Tier 1 and Tier 2 stage, and in the next month I have document verification for it as well. So that would be a career option for me, but I'll definitely go on giving my attempts for IAS and HS.
So you've been living in Chandigarh for a while.
Yes, ma'am.
Who designed the city?
Le Corbusier, a French architect, under the guidance, not guidance, but he was brought by Jawaharlal Nehru, and in 1961 they started.
Are you aware of any other structures of eminence that were also designed by the same person worldwide, not just in India, but in India or worldwide? Any other cities or structures?
No, I'm not aware of it.
Okay, no problem. Can you tell me what are urban heat islands?
Urban heat islands?
Urban heat islands.
Urban heat islands, okay ma'am. So ma'am, they are the urban agglomerations in which we have large set of heavy industries which bring in the greenhouse gases and in turn increase the global warming over the areas and the overpopulation in those areas. So those...
Urban heat island is associated with population?
Ma'am, I mean entirely with the increase in all those effects which lead to increase in global warming in those areas. What I feel.
Arjun Singh Parmar.
Yes.
We are from Jogindanagar.
Yes, sir.
So Mandi district. So why Mandi is known as Choti Kashi?
Sir, there's 81 temples in Kashi in UP, old made temples in the old architect style. And in Mandi, sir, there are 80 temples in the old architect style. And there are beautiful temples like Bhutnath. There are other temples as well. So, sir, they are of medieval origin.
Okay, why in Mandi district, particularly Mandi town, there are so many Shiv temple. So why this Shiv temple?
Sir, if I can relate it to Shivratri, so, but sir, that would be vice versa. Sir, Ajbar Sen, and then it was given cultural angle by Surat Sen.
Okay, so it seems you are quite interested in local Rajas, you rightly said.
Yes, sir.
So who is your favorite Raja in Mandi district?
Sir, Mandi district, I think the founder only, Sir Ajbar Sen is my favorite.
What he has done?
Sir, he was the founder of the Mandi town who established it firstly, the town area. And then, sir, he went on to make temples as well. So, sir, that's, I mean, sir, what I think is that he was the builder of the Mandi town. So, sir, that's why he's not favorite, I would say, but, sir, for me, sir, the founder is the biggest.
Okay, tell us something about Raja Sansar Chand.
Sir, Sansar Chand was from Kangra, and, sir, he almost ruled the entire Himachal until Mahan Chand invited the Gurkhas for retaliation, and he got Ishwari Sen as well kidnapped in Nadon. And also he defeated the areas adjoining his territory. All the Rajas were defeated. Raja from Kangra, Raja from Datwal and Guler, also he defeated them.
Okay, his contribution in cultural development of Himachal.
Yes, sir. So culturally, sir, he was the pattern of Kangra paintings.
Kangra painting.
Yes, sir.
Any other areas?
In other areas, culturally, sir, I cannot recall, sir. Culturally.
Okay. So, a few years back, we have seen Khalistan movement slogan in Himachal Pradesh.
Yes, sir.
So, what is this movement?
Sir, this is, I think, ideological agenda to put forward their views. But, sir, these are done unconstitutionally. And sir, what I feel is that they are definitely a threat to the internal security of the country as well. And sir, these today only, sir, Amritpal has been arrested. So sir, I think the police forces need to be more cautious about it and take actions regarding these people who are radicalizing the youth of Punjab as well, and also the Himachal, and creating ruckus in Himachal areas as well.
Okay. Himachal government has set the target to be first state, I think, in India, green state by
Yes, sir.
2026.
Yes, sir.
So do you think that we are on right path?
Yes, sir. Sir, with the introduction of the EV policy, water cess, I think, sir, we are on the right track because we are into reducing the fiscal deficit, and as we are in fiscal excess, sir, we can put more money into these, and also, sir, bringing about private and public-private enterprises in the EV, and bringing about electric taxis and electrical buses, sir, that will definitely put a ban on the CO2 emissions and making it net zero by 2026.
Okay, you are from Jogindranagar.
Yes, sir.
Jogindranagar is famous for Sharma project.
Yes, sir.
What is the status of Sharma project?
Sir, in 2024, it will be again brought back to the HP government. Right now, it's under Punjab government. It's been on a 99-year lease since 1925.
Okay, there is Borot Valley.
Yes, sir.
So, what is the importance of Borot Valley?
Sir, firstly, sir, about the Shannon project, sir, the Brot Valley has a reservoir which serves as the feeder for the Shannon project. And apart from that, sir, Brot Valley, sir, it's becoming a spot for tourism as well. Many tourists are infiltrating there as well.
Okay, this area is developing in ecotourism.
Yes, sir.
Now,
And-
what is the difference between ecotourism and sustainable tourism?
Sir, sustainable tourism is a wide encompassing term. Sir, ecotourism is mainly tourism to those pristine areas or the less developed areas where people can go and see the natural beauty and also interact with the locals about the culture as well. And sir, sustainable tourism, it's a whole which encompasses all forms of tourism in a sustainable way.
So, what do you understand by constitutional morality?
Sir, what I think is that constitutional morality is abiding by the law of the land, that is the constitution, and in relation to the provisions which are mentioned in the constitution, every citizen needs to abide by them. And also, sir, the government should not become arbitrary in that direction.
Okay. Sometimes we have seen that so many people are talking about we should give more importance to duties rather than rights. So, do you think
Sir, what I think that the rights will help making a citizen overall development possible, which in turn will lead to the duties being followed. Sir, because what I feel is that a citizen who does not have the rights, who has not the freedom of his entire exploration, I think that citizen cannot abide by the duties as well, sir. So, sir, firstly, what I think is that fundamental rights should be given and should be done in the right direction, and then, sir, comes the duties. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.